Good morning, student. How are you? I hope everyone is happy. God bless you and your family. In the previous sections, we saw about the flowers, structure of flowers, pollinations, and types of pollinations. Flower. What is flower? Flower is the reproductive part of the plants. Its main functions produce fruits and seeds. In parts of the flower. A typical flower has four parts: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Androecium, male reproductive part of the flowers. Gynoecium, female reproductive part of the flowers. Androecium, it consists stamen, filament, and anther. Gynoecium. Gynoecium are called pistil. Then carpels. Carpels consist of ovary, style, and stigma. Pollinations. What is meant by pollinations? Pollination means the transfer of the pollen grain. Pollen grain means yellow color powdery substance. So the transfer of the pollen grain from anther to the stigma. Anther to the stigma is called pollinations. And then pollination divided in two types: self pollination and cross pollination. Fertilization in plant. Plant is a nature's gift as they provide us with the food, oxygen, shelter, cloth, etc. They are also known as universal or primary producers. Like all other living things, plant respire, grow, develop, excrete, and reproduce. All higher plants reproduce by fertilizations. What is fertilization? In plants, fertilization it's a process of sexual reproduction which occurs after pollination and germination. So pollination means the transfer of the pollen grain anther to stigma. So this is after pollinations. Fertilization can be defined as the fusions of the male gamete pollen with the female gamete ovum to form a diploid zygote. It is the physicochemical process which occurs after the pollination of the carpel. The complete series of this process take place in the zygote to develop into a seed. In the fertilization process, flowers play a significant role as they are the reproductive structure of angiosperm. Angiosperm means flowering plants. The method of fertilization in plants occur when gametes haploid conditions fuse to produce diploid zygote. Haploid and diploid means n number of chromosome and 2 number of chromosomes. In the course of fertilizations, male gametes get transferred into the female reproductive organs anther to stigma through the pollinator. Pollinator, for example, honeybees, birds, bat, butterfly, flower, beetles, some, and the final product will be the formation of the embryo in a seed. Almost all of us love all types of fruits. However, have you ever thought about how complex the fruits can be? Yes, fruits are of various types with different characteristics and each one with a distinct scientific name. So, what is your favorite fruit? Mango. But how much do you know about it? Apart from the fact that is tasty. In this topic, we will read more about the various types and characteristics of fruits. Examples of fruit. Fruit can be fleshy like tomato or peach, or they can be dry like coconut or peanut. They can have many seed them like cantaloupe and watermelon, or they can have one single seed in them like avocados, almond and cherries. Fruits may be very large, like a pumpkin, or very small, like blueberries. Here, some example of each types of fruits. Simple fruit can include fruit like apple, pears, tomato, and peach. Some things. After ripening, the ovarian wall change into pericarp. This pericarp may be thick and fleshy, or thick and hard, or thin and soft. The pericarp has three layers. There are outermost layer epicarp, middle layer mesocarp, innermost layer endocarp. Now we move on to know more about various types of fruits. Epicarp. Epicarp is the outer skin that protect the inner part of the fruits. Second one, mesocarp. Mesocarp is the fleshy and middle part that is usually eaten. And third one, endocarp. Endocarp is the innermost part of the part that protect the seed. It is the often hard and stony or pericarp. Unripe fruits, usually green, hence cannot be located easily by animals. In addition, it often bitter or extremely sore to repel fruits eating animals. When the seed mature, the fruit ripens. The skin becomes colorful and mesocarp turns fleshy or juicy. The fruit may also smell sweet to attract animals. Classifications of fruits. There are two criteria for the classifications of fruits: whether the carpel present in the gynosium and free or in fused state. One or more flower takes part in the formations of fruit. According to the above point, we can classify fruits in two types. The types of fruit: simple, aggregate, composite. Simple fruits. These fruits developed from the monocarpellary. Mono means one, or multicarpellary. Mono, one ovary, or many ovary. Only one fruit formed by the gynosium. Simple fruits are two types: fleshy fruits and dry fruits. So dry fruits, the pericarp. Pericarp means ovarian wall change into pericarp, outer layer. So pericarp, simply dry fruit, usually quite dry and hard. It is not differentiated into the three layer of epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. So dry fruits not differentiated into three layers of epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. In some dry fruit, this is pericarp, it's broken down, and the seed are scattered or dispersed. These fruits are dehiscent fruits. Second one, fleshy fruit. In fleshy fruit, the fruit wall differentiate into epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. Outer layer, middle layer, or innermost layer. This is that is epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. These fruits develop from the superior or inferior cynocarp of gynosium. Now we move on to know more about the various types of fruits: true fruits and false fruit. True fruits. A true fruit, it's one that develops only from the ovary. Ovary means female organ. True fruits, for example, mango and coconut. And second one, false fruit or pseudocarp. In some fruits, it is not the ovary that form the fruits. In fact, some other part of the flower, like the part of the flowers, like thalamus part of the flower, inflorescence, calyx, are modified to become a part of the fruits. Modified means change to become a part of the fruit. These types of fruit are called false fruits. False fruit, for example, apple, strawberry, etc. You, of course, hate the seed when you are savoring your favorite watermelon. However, are you aware that without the seed, you cannot get to eat and enjoy that fruit at all? Seeds are important for plant in more way than you can actually imagine. In this chapter, we will look at the types of seed and study about their characteristics in more detail. What is the seed? Seed is the basic part of any plant. The ovule, female organ. The ovule, after fertilizations, develop into seeds. A seed is made up of seed coat and embryo. The embryo is made up of radicle and embryonal axis, and one wheat, example wheat and maize, are two cotyledons. A seed is found inside the fruit, which convert into a new plant when we plant it. Hence, the seed is the most important part. Let us now look at the different types of seed and study their characteristics. Types of seed. A seed is the primarily of two types. The two types are monocotyledonous seed and dicotyledonous seed. Let us now study about these types of seed in brief. Structure of monocotyledonous seed. Mono means only one. So a monocotyledonous seed, as the name suggests, has only one cotyledon. Cotyledon means layer. There is only one outer layering of the seed coat. A seed has the following parts. The first one, seed coat. In the seed of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is membranous and generally fused with the fruit wall called hilum. Second one, endosperm. The endosperm is a bulky and store food. Generally, monocotyledon seed are endospermic, but some, as in orchids, are non-endospermic. Arylon layer. The outer covering of the endosperm separate the embryo by the proteinous layer called aileron layer. Embryo. The embryo is a small and situated in grow at one end of the endosperm. Hilum. The hilum is the scar on the seed coat through which developing seed was attached to the fruit. Micropyle. It is a small pore present above the hilum. Embryo. It consists of the embryonal axis and two cotyledons. Cotyledonous. They are often fleshy and full of reserves of food material. Then radicle and plumule. Radicle and plumule that are present at the two end of the embryonal axis. The last one, endosperm. In some seeds such as castor, the endosperm formed as the result of double fertilization. It's a food storing tissue. In plants such as the bean, gram and pea, the endosperms not present in the mature seed. So endosperm present in immature seed. They are known as non-endospermic. Just like people travel to visit a new place or relatives, seed travel too. They just travel for very different reason and they never see to pack a suitcase. So why do seed travel? Well, all plants make seeds and those seeds have one simple job to make a new plant. Plants want to their seed to spread out and see the world, not just to drop to the ground and grow at their feet. Seed depression is the way seeds are carried or spread to other place. Since Seed don't have car or plane to ride in or legs to walk on. They have to find other way to travel away from their parents. So they got clever and used to world around them to get their destinations. Dispersal by wind. Seed can use wind to travel away from their parent plant. Some seed, like those from the oak tree, can float on the breeze, much like we can catch the plane to Disney World. Depending on the strength of the breeze, the seed can travel distance away from their parent. Seeds found in pods they expelled outward, shooting the seed in the air, can catch, ride the wind, or simply grow many feet away from the parent plant. How do plants reproduce? The seed inside the fruit are designed to spread throughout the environment and grow into new plant. This process called seed germinations. Plants produce use egg and sperm, stigma and stamen. Seed germination. After the seed has made it to new locations and it covered with the dirt, it can begin germination. Germination is the process of seed developing into new plants. First, environment conditions must trigger the seed to grow. Usually, this is determined by how deep the seed is planted, water availability, and temperature. When water is plentiful, the seed fill with the water in the process called embutations. The water activities special protein called enzymes that begin the process of seed growth. First, the seed grow a root to access water underground. Next, the shoot or grow above the ground begin to appear. The seed send a shoot toward the surface where it will grow leaves to harvest energy from the sun. The leaf continue to grow toward the sunlight, so the process called photomorphogenesis. Influencing factor. Several factors influence if and how seed germinate, grow. The most important factor are water availability, temperature, and sunlight. Water is a crucial to seed germination. The seed must go through the imbibition to active root growth. However, too much of water can be a bad things. The most gardener know. When a plant is still grow underground during root formation, it cannot use the sun to make food like most grown plants do. It must rely on the stored food inside the seed and oxygen from the environment to make energy. If the soil is too sluggy, there will not be enough oxygen and the plant will not thrive. Think about the person being kept underwater. We couldn't last too long. Temperature. Temperature also important factor. Some seed germinated when it cool, such as plant northern environment. Other seed only germinated when the weather reached spring temperatures, which is why we see so much plant grow in the spring temperature climate. Other seed only germinate after extreme temperature, such as after the fire in the grassland. Condition necessary for germination. Seed require water, oxygen, and the right range of temperature for germinations. So today I give 10 hard words. The first one germination, second one hilum, third one micropyle, fourth one epicarp, fifth one mesocarp, sixth one endocarp, seventh one pericarp, eighth one cattyledonous, ninth one radical, and tenth one plumule. Once again, germination, hilum, micropyle, epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp, pericarp, cattyledonous, radical, plumule. Today biology assignment, answer the following. Read all the questions and answers. Thank you.